This is the lecture prep replication video for lecture prep 13 from the St. Louis University course Intro to GIS. And today we'll be looking at drawing a polygon in ArcGIS. So what I have here is my map workspace. I've got 3 layers on the map itself. The St. Louis City street center lines colored in black, the St. Louis historical districts with the rose fill, and the St. Louis City boundary with a light gray fill. And they are ordered so that the city street center lines are the topmost layer, followed by the historical districts, followed by the city boundary. The first thing we need to do to create a new feature is to create a geodatabase to save that feature in. So we'll right-click on the Lecture Prep 13 folder, go to New, and choose File Geodatabase, and I'm going to name it LP13. Next, we'll add an empty feature class. So we'll right-click on the geodatabase and go to New and choose Feature Class. We'll give it a name. So we're going to draw a polygon for the St. Louis Zoo. So I'll just call the feature class Zoo. Click Next. We'll make sure that Missouri State Plane East is the projected coordinate system, and then we'll click Next until we get to the Finish button, and we'll click Finish. Our empty feature class should be automatically added to our workspace. You can see it there in the table of contents, and we're going to start an edit session. So we'll go to the Editor menu and click Start Editing, and choose Zoo from the list of possible layers. Next, we'll use the Create Features button to open up the Create Features window. I'll go ahead and close the catalog window just to keep things tidy. We'll select the zoo layer by single-clicking on it, and we'll make sure that the Polygon Construction tool is turned on. The last thing we want to do before we start drawing is to make sure that the zoo is the only selectable layer. So we'll right-click on the zoo in the table of contents and go to Selection, make this the only selectable layer. You'll notice the crosshair cursor is now available, and if we hold this over an intersection, our cursor will snap to that underlying feature. So in this case, it's snapping to the streets, and we can use this to help us draw a polygon for the zoo. So we'll start at the intersection there and add points, they're called vertexes or vertices, around the perimeter of the zoo. So I will keep adding points. The more vertices you add to your polygon, the more closely it will hew to the contours of the roadway. So we'll add points along the east side of the zoo's perimeter, and make our way back to our first point. Now we are single clicking the whole time. It's really important that you don't double click until you are ready to close the polygon. And at that point, I will double click, go up to the Editor menu and save our edits, choose Stop Editing, and there we have it, a polygon that represents the zoo's boundary.